Is to the streets, is to the mother effing streets. It's your homeboy Low from the Go, and I'm back with another episode of Fast and Furious Interviews. On today's show, ladies and gentlemen, we got a very special guest. Let me bring him on up here. Hey, man, why don't you tell the people who you are and where you from?
Yeah, man, it's Isreal Pacoso from St. Louis, Missouri. What's up with you, man? I appreciate you letting me come on the platform, man.
Well, like I say, we keep our ears to the streets over here at Fast and Furious Interviews. I've been hearing about you for a minute, so I wanted to have the man, the myth, the legend onto the show. So won't you tell the people what it was like for you growing up in St. Louis?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. St. Louis was real rough. I've been through a lot. My mom and my daddy split when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So, I really lived with my mom. You know what I'm saying? And she raised 4 boys by herself. And we stayed in the dangerous neighborhood, the worst neighborhoods. I'm talking about drug deals, prostitution. I'm talking about shootings, anything you can name, murders, anything you can name, it was around. So it was like growing up, I had to adapt to that. It was like, even if you wasn't trying to be a part of that, you gotta, stand and you gotta stand firm. Let me say that. You gotta put your feet in the soil, and you still gotta move how they move. You gotta move with the snakes and slither with them, cause it be like that, and for the most part, man, it was fucked up because my childhood, I spent a lot of my childhood going through so much shit where it's like I couldn't worry about school. I couldn't worry about, like, where everybody was worried about school. I couldn't do that. I ain't had no food at home. You know what I'm saying? We ain't had no heat at home, nigga. Niggas ain't had clothes and shit. So niggas worry about how we gonna get some money to eat. Then we finna get evicted. Time and time we evicted. So it was like, it was fucked up. But it made me who I am today. It made me strong.
All right, so you already mentioned that your parents broke up when you was young. Tell us about your father, man. What type of man was your father?
My father, he was a great man. I ain't gonna lie. Just, he had to do his thing. He like I said, he used to be a rapper. He had a rap group called Still Mo G's. Him and my cousins and shit. And they had a record called BOOC. Ballin' Out of Control is what it stood for. But long story short, my father was a good man. He was in the military, but he also, he taught us good values and all of that shit, the do's and the don'ts as a man, the right way to go and all of that shit. But at the same time, like, he was where he was, and, sometimes we was where we was. I ain't knocking him. He did a great job, but sometimes it was like, how it be sometimes where you need your pops. Sometimes a nigga ain't there. It was like that sometimes too. I ain't saying he was all the way good. He wasn't all the way bad. It was ins and outs. If you get what I'm saying.
So he was the father for all 4 of the kids, or?
Yeah, but my pops didn't raise all. I mean, it wasn't like, just put it like this. My other 3 brothers, one of them got murdered, right? The one that was my father's son that looked just like me, he looked just like me. He got murdered. He got murdered in 2014. And that was my father's son. But the other 3 brothers, my father raised them, and them weren't his kids. So he did an awesome job with that. It just like sometimes he couldn't be around. He was doing shit. You know how I go. But for the most part, he was good. He was good.
So they were younger than your father's actual kids, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was just me and my little brother. You know what I'm saying? But I got an older brother, right? And my father raised him. Before I was born, my father was raising another man's child. You get what I'm saying? Before I was born, my big brother was around. Before I was there. You know what I'm saying? And my father was raising him. So it was like he was doing shit, but shit happened though. I can't let you in on everything, but yeah, they'll get a chance because I got a movie coming up. They'll be able to see all of this in the movie.
All right, so you said that you lived with your mom. That's where y'all was struggling, getting the eviction notices and all of that type of stuff. What type of person was your mom? Was she a hustler? Was she a hard worker? What?
Let me tell you like this. My mama, look, on my mama's side, my mama come from, basically my mama's side of the family, they was a lot of them was drug dealers, kingpins and all of that shit. Like my uncle Larry Flanoy, free Larry Flanoy, he doing time, life for no parole in the federal penitentiary. He was one of them. You know, I come from that era. You know, 90s, the 80s. You know, crack era and all of that shit. They was doing that. But my mom, she was like, she was around that shit, but she never got, you know, too indulged in that shit where it took her over. But a lot of my family members was either, you know, got locked up off of that shit or got strung out on dope and shit from that shit. You know what I'm saying? But my mom, she, like I said, she raised us. She ain't never, you know, go too deep in it, but she was around in it. You know, she had her feet in the water. You know what I'm saying? But she did her thing. Then she started, you know, getting into God and, you know, going to church and becoming a Christian. And, you know, she started trying to, you know, make us go to church and shit like that. You know how that shit is. Mama wants you to go to church and all of that shit, you know. But she had her turn and you know, doing her. You know, I can't say everything, but, you know, she had her turn, you know.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you a little question. It ain't too personal, but what type of student was you in 4th grade?
Student in 4th, oh man, I ain't gonna lie. In 4th grade, I'm gonna say it like this. From 1st to 2nd grade, okay, 2nd grade, I got put out of school because I got expelled out of school. I brought a little knife to school or some bullshit. They expelled me out of school. So I got put back. You heard me? So then, I ain't gonna lie, I got my shit together. I start, you know, I was getting good grades and shit though. You heard me? But like around 5th grade is when I start fucking up and shit. You hear me? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I got the little honor roll. You know, I was on the honor roll as a child. I was little bitty kid. I was on honor roll. We got a chance to chill with Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holtz. They signed my autograph, my jersey, and my football and shit. You hear me? Just because I was on honor roll. I was going to the school called Lexington in North St. Louis. You hear me? And I got a chance to meet with Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holtz. I rode in the limo with Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holtz. And yeah, I got to see them race each other and everything. It was a sight to see. They paid for my ticket in the game, bought my food and all of that shit, man. It was a sight to see. But after that, man, I ain't gonna lie, that's when shit was really rough, where it's like I can't really focus on school after that, you know, but it was rough then. But you know, shit. You asked about 4th grade. 4th grade, I was all right. I was a good student in 4th grade. I ain't gonna lie. I don't do no cap.
What type of student was you in 8th grade?
8th grade, they called me a troublemaker in 8th grade. I was a troublemaker in 8th grade. They said I was a troublemaker. I got suspended for fights and shit like that. And then, I don't know, they was trying to say I was involved in gangs and shit.
What type of gang they said you was involved in, bro?
Well, they tried to say I was involved like Crips, like well, I come from a neighborhood called Paysdale, is like 60s and 30s. So I guess that's what they were saying, but they never actually said what gang. They just was like put me on watch, like the principal was watching me and shit for like gang watch and shit, like whatever they call that shit, you know.
Right. So your closest friends, man, which one are they? Are they 60s or 30s?
My closest friends is 60s. I got close friends that's 30s too, though. I ain't gonna lie. I got close friends that's 6 deuces. I got close friends that's bloods. You know, I got bloods in my family. My mama's side, they bloods on the west side. Wobble and Simple, they bloods. I grew up on the west side too. I told you my mama from the west side. My daddy from Paysdale. You know what I'm saying? Hey. So it's like, yeah, I got the both sides, you know.
Hey, at what age was you, man, when y'all was getting those eviction notices, bro?
Man, dude, shit, I was about, shit, probably about. It started probably about 8 or 9 and on up, man, to the point where it's nigga like fuck school, nigga gotta make something happen, you know. I'm doing whatever, shit, cause I'm not finna keep being my mom. I'm hungry. You heard me? And then it's cold. I can't keep on doing it. Fuck school. I'm telling my mom I'm at school. I'm not even at school. I'm skipping school now.